We agree with that sentiment. Why don't people start listening to a real spiritual advisor? Basically not the he said, she said. Where people follow that we believe in religious liberty. People follow organized religion. You want to follow a real medicine man, and we like that idea very much. But there's also people who are avatars, not of this planet. Their own testimony, their knowledge of their past life record. They know where they came from, where they are now, what their mission assignment on Earth is. Why don't people start listening to people who know what they're talking about, like at Universal Mother? Start listening to the word of truth and light. They want to follow their own ways. They will stumble in the darkness. But the juxtaposition of light and darkness, as you can see from the pseudo cave, is the same concept. There has to be a balance of spirituality. Again, it's a false dichotomy to the juxtaposition of certain passion as sinful or righteous in and of itself. For example, let's start out again, recap, selfishness. Your selfish self-preservation impulse is all goes hand in glove with altruism. It's natural. Basically, the idea of saving the squad, protecting your child, protecting a family member, sacrificing yourself for a country. That's altruism at this concept of a communitarian national level. But selfishness and altruism, selfishness, the survival of the individual being, altruism, survival of the species. It can become a misbalance. Basically, this idea of individual survival, it can go into misbalance of greed or hoarding ever more. But even this concept of greed and more and more and more, that itself is also based on our species survival. For example, in a time of scarcity, the man that stores the most into his man cave is probably the one that's going to get a mate. He's going to pass on the offspring because the survivalists passing on their genes. So the concept of this, we don't see it as objectively evil. For example, deranged aggression. You hear about this in Florida news all the time. Senseless murder, senseless nonsense that happens. It's not so much that they are possessed or inherently evil. There's an imbalance of the energies that causes the vice, the so-called vice in society. But we reject the concept. We look at things from an objectively natural, nature-based spirituality. And again, with our respects to the teachers and the elders, the medicine man, the shamans, and those who are avataric beings, or avataric incarnations, or beings who have been far beyond our planet with a message for you now. Listen to the message and don't stumble. Too much light, too much darkness. Find a balance of your life.